Right, as you can imagine, being a former riding school horse, he wasn't used to going out on his own really ever, and I know that's something that his owner, who is so fortunate to have been bought out of the riding school on the trekking centre, she bought him and really loves him, and that's fantastic. So, but he wasn't really in a place to, be that horse that she needs, because he wasn't used to, he was nervous, and there's still a little bit of anger there that I can sense, but it's hardly anything anymore. I mean, instead of ears back and being resentful, his ears are pricked, and he loves hacking, as most horses do. But yes, he's had to be helped to shall we say, become familiar with civilian life after being so long as part of the riding school herd. So when he was going out on his own, he kept thinking, he felt very insecure, and he'd call constantly. Now, horses that call constantly when they're hacking, solo hacking, are horses that really are not happy. They're saying, help, where's my friends, I'm on my own. So you know that all the time they're calling, that there's still work to do. But he calls, well, he sometimes calls, but it's a lot less now. Well, he feels very solid and very safe. And the other thing, I mean, Gabriel will have done a super job on him, or is doing a super job, I know that. All horses love Gabs, and he builds really such a lovely relationship. Is he wanting a... No. He builds such a lovely relationship with the horses he works with. But yes, so Robson was quite spooky to begin with. They're the usual things like drain covers and manhole covers and, well, just things that you would see. Just because he was on his own, and usually he just followed another horse. So yes, there's absolutely nothing to teach him about following another horse. There's Lizzie saying, why am I on my own? There's nothing to teach him about following another horse in company. But yes, going out on his own was a big thing for him. Now, because he had, he is quiet, and so he would have had a lot of non-riders on him. He has this typical riding school habit of, it's less now, but his mouth isn't very nice. His teeth have been checked about 6 months ago, so it's probably not a tooth issue, but he's just used to having no finesse with the hands and just people using the reins to balance on, so his mouth is pretty insensitive, a bit dead, and not only that, he'll drag the reins through your hands because he thinks that you're just going to hang on to him. And the other thing is, we've been trying to motivate him, because his sides are also not responsive enough, because people again would just kick, and in the end they just switch off from it all and then don't really think forward. I'm just going to ask him to stop here now. Whoa, he'll stop and stand all day. I mean, that is a good thing about him. Yeah, he'll just simply stand because he thinks, well, all the time I'm standing, I'm not having to work. That's a good boy. And he hasn't pulled the reins once, but I dare say he will do. And yeah, he pulls right down, so I haven't tested his mouth yet, but I'm sure it's better than it was. Right, walk on, Robson, walk on. Good boy. Oh, he feels just like so safe. So it's my job to motivate him. The other thing is, we have done a video on use of the whip. So for anybody in any doubt about, why one should use a whip, we can refer them to that video. But because his sides are so dead, you would naturally think, well, we'll use a stick to sort of like buck his ideas up. But Robson is as sour and as bitter as a lemon over the use of the stick, and he's so resentful of the stick that if you go to use it, instead of him sort of thinking, oh, I better go, he just really looks so cross and stops and shakes his head and says, no, I don't want to go. So I've got the stick here, but Gab says that, he hates it, and that again is because the use of the stick on him has been corrupted, so that actually you can't use it for the purpose for which it was intended, because he's just, not only is he switched off from it, but he's resentful of it and hates it. So I'm carrying it, and I might just use it just to show how much he resents it. Now let's see what he's like with this. He doesn't mind any of this. All this has been done. His head's down nice and relaxed. I mean, the walk's quite nice. It doesn't feel like, ideally I'd like it to feel a bit more positive, like it was going somewhere. I'm really having to work quite hard to keep him thinking forward. Good boy. Oh yes, 2 steps of a trot. That's good. Good. So I think, although his idea of forwardness has improved a lot, he's unlikely to ever morph into a horse that's over responsive to the leg by any means. But you can see from his ears, he's nice and straight, so that's good. Gabs is doing a good job there, and yeah, he's walking out fine. He's okay. He needs lots of encouragement. As I say, motivation for Robson is the key. He's not a particularly motivated horse, but unless he's following another. But then, who can blame him? You really can't blame him. I'm sure if I'd had to do what he's had to do for a living, I wouldn't want to do anything either. It's such a shame that his horse's willingness is kind of taken for granted and exploited. I have to say it. This would have been a terrific horse for hunting and all sorts of things, but it's just, the joy in life has been sucked out of him, and we're trying to put it back. So let's just see what happens when you use the stick. So the ears come back and he's actually slowing down. So yeah, he's saying, if you're going to hit me, well, I wasn't really hitting him, I was only tapping him. If you're going to use the stick on me, I won't go at all. So you have to think round the problem of motivating a horse, because normally we're used to horses, you tap them and they listen and they think, all right, you want me to go more forward, move over, or keep my shoulder straight or whatever, but not Robson. He's got a bit of a scratch going on here. Right, come, walk on. Walk on. With a horse like him, he'll always do best ridden on a long rein. He doesn't like a contact, and again, who can blame him? So yeah, you can take up the reins, but I've taken up the reins, but I haven't actually got a contact. I think getting into trot might be quite difficult. But we'll have a go. I think Robson's philosophy on life is all about conserving energy, not expending it. Right, can we have a little trot? Trot. Here we go. Well, it's hardly swinging forward, but he's doing his best. He's doing his best. Oh, he's okay. He's a good boy. Listen. Oh, okay. It's just Lizzie's in there. Oh, he's a good boy. He's left Mina. That's another big thing for him, to leave other horses. Let's just see if we can trot as far as the end. Trot on. Good boy. Again, I haven't really got any rein. I don't think he likes the insects on his face. I think he'd probably do better with a nose net. So it's a very comfy trot. Let's see if we can keep it going around the corner. Good boy. Like a very sturdy, seaworthy vessel. I'm just sitting now because doesn't seem much point rising. I can shake away at what lunch I've eaten. I think I will rise now. But see, his little ears are forward. Well, he's got nice big ears. And he's enjoying himself. Boy. Gosh, that was quite a hill to trot up, wasn't it? But let's get over before this car can hear it coming.